Where am I? Holy shit. There doesn't seem to be much to do. So, let's do a Colossal Sword tier list. So, these are the stats. These are pretty much going to remain the same across all these testings. And then I'll show you guys my talismans. Really, the setup I'm using if I use like a fire or flame art Ashtabor. Here's the move set. Let's talk about the Zlander. The Zlander is probably one of the biggest disappointments in the game, in my opinion, but with Mesmer's Fire Knight sword coming out, it kind of made up for it. The only thing really it has going for it is the Poke R2 that it shares with a handful of other weapons, but yeah, no bueno. Call that tier B. The Watchdog Greatsword is next. This weapon's special because it is one of two colossal swords that get a S scaling in strength. Here's the equipment. So we want to take advantage of the S scaling in strength and equip an Ash that is going to allow you to attack as fast as possible. So something that is guaranteed to get 3 hits real quick is the new Lion or Savage Lion Ashtabor. Super good. So we put this in the S rank, and it is because this is probably the weapon you want to use if you're using a Colossal Sword. You can put any Ashtabor on it, and it smacks like a truck. The only negative side effect is it's an 8% drop rate from one enemy in the catacombs of Mountaintop of Giants, but I think it was Giant Conquering Catacomb. Super hard to get. So these next few we're just going to take a look at quickly. These are not really that good. They're mainly for cosmetics, like if you want to cosplay something in the game. I could see doing it, but outside of that, they really serve no purpose. So first we have the Troll's Golden Sword. We're going to put that in the B tier because it's barely worth using. Then up next we have the Troll Knight Sword. This is the better of the two. So we'll put this in B. This is the crappier version, and I don't see any point in it, so this goes in F tier. And next, the Star Scourge Greatsword. So I actually like the Star Scourge Greatsword, mainly because you get access to the Power Stance moveset. So, but for the weight of only one Greatsword. The Greatsword is a little heavier than the other Greatswords would be, but the Power Stance moveset with the weight is super good. Also, the Ashtabor is pretty strong. It has very good AoE for the size of the weapon. So with all those factors, we're going to put the Star Scourge Greatsword in A. And next we're going to look at the Rune Greatsword. The Rune Greatsword is the only other colossal sword that gets an S in strength scaling. The Rune Greatsword also gets a modified heavy attack that does like an AoE gravity damage, and the Ash of War is the giant AoE magic nuke, basically. Kind of like for Blasphemous Blade, but magic. Overall, the Rune's Greatsword is the definite S. It's like amazing. Next up, the Royal Greatsword, Vlad's weapon. This weapon looks really cool, and the AOW is kind of special. It's like Mesmer's fireball thing, but frost damage instead, which is really cool. I would put the Royal Greatsword in the A category because the Ash is pretty cool. And up next is the Guts Greatsword. The Guts Greatsword is kind of like the Zlander. It looks so cool, and it would be so cool if other options didn't exist, but everything is either on par with it or better than it. With a heavy heart, that's going straight into the B category. And up next is Michaelis Black Blade. This weapon is one that I really wish was better. Like, I want to like this weapon so much, but it has, like, nothing going for it. Even the Ash of War is trash, so we gotta say no. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and it's definitely not mine, so in the F category it goes. And up next, we got the Godslayer Greatsword. Now, this sword probably should be ranked lower, but I just think it's overall cool and the lore is really cool behind it. And now for the ranking. I ranked it in A, but I could see it being in B or F depending on your taste. Up next is the Grafted Blade. Now this sword's alright. It's really just a stat stick. You'll pretty much never want to use it by itself. You might want to equip it, use the ash, and then switch your weapon in your offhand. Just to rank it overall, I would say it's F as a weapon. The Ash of War, though, does have utility. Up next is the Fire Knight's Sword from the DLC. This is one of my personal favorite weapons in the game. It looks amazing, and it has an enchantment where it does fire damage automatically, but then you put like fire or flame art affinity with the spear and you stab with it and it imbues your sword with flame afterwards. It does even more damage, which stacks with flame grants you strength. Overall, this is an easy yes. This is what this Wylander should have been like. And finally, the ancient meteoric greatsword. This weapon has a thrusting heavy and it has a really super dope AOW, which also offers a lot of mobility. Overall, this weapon is an Ash of War stick. Basically, just use your Ash over and over, but it is good. It's a B. And that's all for us today. So if you did like it, let me know in the comments. Leave a like below. I look at all my analytics, so yeah. um, I was probably should have started with the Great Katana since it only has 3 weapons in it. This was by far the longest and hardest project I've ever worked on, but I think it was pretty cool, pretty worth. It took me like 9 hours.